Good evening and welcome. Would you please join me in standing for the Harrison Prep Chamber Choir's rendition of the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars the perilous fight o'er the ramparts they watched were so gallantly streaming, and rockets that ran above bursting in air. It proved through the night their flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, the home of the brave.
Thank you. You may be seated. Graduates, families and friends, staff, faculty of Lieutenant General William H. Harrison Preparatory School, Welcome to the 13th annual commencement ceremony. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to this prestigious evening. Tonight, we are joined together to celebrate all of these 58 young men and women and launch them forward into the next phase of their lives. I am Kevin Ruprecht, the very, very proud principal of this school and of these students, whom are garbed in mortarboard and gown, ready, ever so impatiently, for the part of the evening for the superintendent to declare them that they have completed their graduation requirements, and then for our school board member to receive them as the graduates and direct us to award the diploma. But before we get to all of that fun, let me take a brief moment to thank some of our guests in the audience this evening. On stage, we have Superintendent Ron Banner, Superintendent Brian Lava, Assistant Superintendent Kevin Akeda, Board of Directors member Carol Jacobs. Also on stage this evening is Dr. Benegra and Kina Riondo, two of our senior advisors. In the audience, I would like to give appropriate acknowledgement to our school board members, President Dr. Marty Schaefer, Ms. Peterson, Anthony Velez, and Paul Wagner. Also in attendance tonight is our Superintendent's Council, Assistant Superintendent Rick Green, Director Bill Hart, Executive Director Megan Eakin, and Director Leanna Albrecht. I would also like to give special acknowledgement to our namesake, General Harrison. Although he is not able to join us this evening, I know he is very proud of all 58 of these graduates tonight. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the staff and faculty of Harrison Prep. This staff pours more heart and instruction into this group of students than I could ever fully express. Finally, parents and families, I share a warm-hearted thank you. Thank you for sharing your students with us. Harrison Prep, we are a 7-year school, and for the Puma share of these last 7 years, this class has been together. 35 of the 58 have been with us since 6th and 7th grade. Sure, we have lost some of our students over the years to family and/or military moves, but every new addition has created this class that is before you. I am proud of this class. I am proud to tell you that each of the 58 in front of you have a plan for after tonight. We have the Puma's fair share heading off to college and universities. 21 are heading off to local community colleges, intending to attend university after. We have students heading off to the University of Washington, Pacific Lutheran University, Washington State University, Gonzaga, Texas U at Austin, ASU, St. Martin's, MIT, to name a few. We have 7 that are planning to enter the workforce, and 1 who will be joining the United States Air Force. We are proud of where these young men and women are going after tonight. Let's give them a round of applause. Tonight, we celebrate you, seniors, for just a few more moments. You are Harrison Prep senior class of 2021, and I am so pleased with this class as they have overcome this year and last. Truly an accomplishment in itself. But more, this class has successfully completed the Harrison Prep International Baccalaureate Middle Years Program and Diploma programs. In the future, you will come across others who had similar learning experiences, and I bet you will have instant connection with them. as you can share common experiences. You have all participated in community projects, personal projects, over 150 hours of past projects. You have written extended essays and countless more writing essays for TOK and Lit Lang. You've created amazing works of visual, choral, and film arts. You've shared that in your showcases and concerts. You've completed chemistry and environmental science projects, historical analysis in HOA, math to include SL and HL levels, PE and health classes. You are graduating proficient in 2 world languages, English and Spanish. Not to mention, when you talk to your other Ivy School classmate grads, you can all lament about the IAs. You have done more than IB here at Harrison Prep. You have added to this community of Harrison Prep. You've created new clubs, new activities. You've left your mark on the school, the district, and this town of ours. You've grown up together, learned together, played together. You've relied on each other. You've personified the IB Learn profile traits, being open-minded, communicating, inquiry-driven, knowledgeable, thinkers, caring, principled, balanced, and reflective risk takers. You have become what we have hoped for you, collaborative people of character, demonstrating lifelong learning and leadership as you leave us to attend the next phases of your lives. I am most pleased with each and every one of you. You have overcome, you have grown, and you are ready to be launched. None of us expected for you to have endured school years like you have for your junior and senior years. But you have had your mettle tested and you have overcome. Seniors, do me a favor after this evening's over. Give your families and all of your loved ones who are here tonight and those who are not able to join us tonight a giant hug, because they are just as filled with emotions as you are. My young friends, let us continue this evening's ceremony now and get you launched into the next chapter of your lives. So you may begin grabbing a hold of the dreams everyone in this room hopes for you. I'd like to ask our senior speaker, Odalis Sanchez Cedillo, to the stage for her speech and address titled Success is an Iceberg.
Good evening, families. I'd like to start by thanking everyone in my life for providing support and motivation throughout not only my high school experience, but throughout my whole life. Thank you to all my teachers for supporting me with your extreme dedication, and not only myself, but the whole senior class towards this moment. I would especially like to thank Ms. Salazar for all those letters of recommendation. I was in her email every month for like the past year. But just like her, I know all HB staff has been extremely dedicated to guiding us down a path of success, and I thank you all very deeply for this. I'd also like to thank my parents. Happy tears, Mr. Princess. Los amo, papá. Gracias por todos sus sacrificios y todo su apoyo que me dieron hasta donde estoy hoy. And my siblings, I thank you so much for supporting me in every way possible. I'd also like to thank those friends who have stuck with me for years, through thick and thin. Above everything, I'd like to thank God for surrounding me with these lovely people, this motivation, and the strength to pursuing a higher education. A wise man once told me, success is an iceberg. Granted, he probably got it from Google, but he still said it. Now, what he truly meant is that on the inside, on the surface, we are all just some crazy teenagers who've studied and are ready to head off into college or wherever life may take us. However, below the surface, we had all our struggles, our sacrifices, and our disappointments, which have brought us to where we stand today. We are all an iceberg, putting our success out into the world while hiding the true nature of our lives. This evening, we gather to celebrate our success, but to also honor our struggle through this path. Our lives have been filled with ups and downs. Today, people see me as a sister, a daughter, a friend, and a student. Regardless of the role I'm in, my iceberg shows a studious girl heading into college. Nevertheless, below the surface lay all my efforts towards success. I always tell people that I was a slow kid who didn't even learn basic multiplication until about 5th grade. And yet, I found myself taking the most challenging math courses for the past 7 years of my life. Challenging, a word I was afraid of before, has now become what I strive to reach every day. Because I want to challenge myself consistently to persevere through any and every obstacle that stands in my way. I still remember my transition to middle school. It was the worst. I would sit at the lunch table and call my mom every single day just because I missed her that much. In high school, I had no choice but to be independent. I always planned on living a life dedicated to my studies, as many first-generation students do. But as Mike Tyson said, everyone has a plan until I get punched in the face. You see, my junior year wasn't as pleasant as I made it seem. One December, my sister went home early from school after a long day of stomach pain, and when I arrived home, she was in the hospital about to go into the operation room. The next week, my mom fainted in front of my eyes as I watched her as we rushed her to the emergency room, where she was taken into surgery shortly after. That same week, my dad suffered a stroke, and to this day, he's suffering the consequences. What was I to do but stand there in despair? I had now become the head of my household, my grades were slipping, and I still had to care for my siblings at home. That experience taught me a great deal about opening up to others. My friend would always be there for me, whether that was in the form of a hug or a shoulder to cry on. And my aunts would visit my home to help with cooking and caring for my siblings while I tried to study. And I am forever grateful to them for their support. And so while I showed my success through my grades and my community involvement, my iceberg was truly built on sacrifices, dedication, and hard work. But I don't want to make my mess my message. I know that many of you have had difficulties throughout these years, and though we may not all share what lies below the surface, these past few years have taught me the great value of community, and I want you all to know that we stand together no matter what. Many of us here today are first-generation students. With this comes a task of a lifetime, to make our parents proud. Oftentimes, they may fail to recognize how hard this goal is to achieve because how are they to know what is demanded of us? It is for the same reason that it is important to elevate your iceberg and show all the effort and hard work you're putting towards success. Success is what you make it. As we head off to college, the workforce, or the military, we exemplify success to the classes behind us. Our icebergs are role models. But how are they to know what we've been through if we hide it below the surface? You've got to remember to be proud of yourself. Look at what you've done so far. You've completed 2 years of high school in a pandemic, including all those IAs, those HPTV episodes, and let's not forget about those CAS experiences, along with so many more accomplishments. Your success wasn't built in a day. Many of us are still working towards our own view of a successful life, and it is important to show the world all the effort you're putting towards your goals and dreams for the future. We are in this together. And trust me, I am very proud of each and every one of you for being here today. So please, don't let your iceberg melt. Build it up with true dedication, and remember you will always have a community within HP, pushing you to be the best version of yourself. No one can stop you except you. So now I challenge you to continue pushing yourself outside of this box. While it may be an uncomfortable task, it is a great challenge to take on as you grow throughout your life. So to leave off, I ask, what forms your iceberg? Are you willing to rise to the surface along with this dedicated class of seniors to show the true value of your success? Here's to a bright future for all of us. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, Ms. Sanchez Cedillo. This time I'd like to recognize and announce the 2021 honor grads. They are listed in your program. These students, honor grads, would you please rise? These students, give them a round of applause, have fun. Congratulations to our honor graduates for their commitment to academic excellence. Seniors, you may have a seat. On June 2nd, we held our senior honors and awards ceremony. The list of scholarships and awards are listed in your program. This class has been awarded a cumulative total of $1.49 million in scholarships and awards. No, students could not have achieved this accomplishment without your love and dedication. Seniors, if you received a scholarship and/or an award, please stand and face the audience to be recognized. Thank you, seniors. At this time, I'd like to direct your attention to Harrison Preparatory's Chamber Choir performing Shenandoah, an American folk song arranged by Mr. Ryan Harris. all three of the musical selections tonight were all individually recorded throughout the choir in their homes and digitally compressed by Mr. Ryan Harris. Let's give our choir a wonderful round of applause. At this time, I would ask Superintendent Mr. Ron Banner to the podium for the presentation of the class.
Good evening, everyone. As stated, I am Ron Banner, and I am the proud superintendent of the Clover Park School District. And make no mistake about it, each and every one of you is the Clover Park School District. Thank you for all of the work that you've put in. I'd like to start my time tonight by acknowledging that the work of the Clover Park School District happens on the land of the Coastal Salish people and of the Puyallup tribe. The Coastal Salish people have lived on, cared for, and stewarded these lands since time immemorial. The practice of land acknowledgements is one of the ways that we disrupt and dismantle ideas and practices of colonization. For the land that we stand on is special, it is unique, and it is sacred. As we acknowledge the gift to be here, we don't forget about the ancestors that walked before us. And we also acknowledge the elders that still walk with us. I would also like to acknowledge our Clover Park School District Board of Directors, our district level administrators, our school administrators, and the oh so wonderful, overworked staff who stick with it day in and day out. Thank you so much for everything that you do for this district, and in particular, for all of these students and all of the students at your school. I acknowledge the parents and the family and friends of our graduates, but without you, the support systems aren't there. You are the foundation for each and every one of these graduates. Thank you. But most importantly tonight, I acknowledge each of our honored guests, and that is you, this great class of 2021. Don't be afraid of that. As the superintendent, I have the distinct pleasure of recognizing and presenting Harrison Preparatory School Class of 2021. And I want to honor you tonight with a letter from me to you. Dear Harrison Class of 2021, you made it through a year like no other, and I'm so very proud of you. Last year, I told the class of 2020 that no one had to navigate a year like they did. And in that moment, I was correct. I did not know that the class of 2021 would have to do the same and even more. Truthfully, I did not know the extent to which this pandemic would adversely impact your lives. I hoped and prayed, like most people in the country, that this pandemic would have run its course through the summer and that we would have been back to normal for the first day of school. Maybe the winter holiday season. Maybe first semester. I was wrong. What I learned was that the pandemic data, like a current in the ocean, would change on a dime. Just when you thought you knew what it was going to do, it did something else. And we had to adjust our course accordingly. Please hear me say that I, along with every staff member in this district, we stayed in the fight to support you. Our decisions were made with the safety of all staff and students in mind. Not perfect, not even perfectly executed, but 100% with you in mind. We listened to students, specifically suggestions from my advisory coalition with representatives from across all 4 high school programs. And we took action steps to support those suggestions. We focused on equity and inclusion. And while still in the infancy of our equity journey, we've taken significant steps to support you and all of our students in this district. There is no more important stakeholder in this moment right now than you, the 2021 graduating class of Harrison Preparatory School. You have navigated the challenges of a senior in high school, as well as a global pandemic, both this year and a good portion of last year. You have conquered the challenges of social isolation, COVID fatigue, and the mental strain that they brought to you. You exemplify the words student success. You are true examples of our 4 pillars of student success: lifelong learners, collaboration, character, and leadership. My challenge to you is to use the learning from both your successes and failures for the next chapter in your life journey. That could be in the military, it could be college or university or technical vocational training, or maybe you just enter the workforce until you figure things out. And let me be the first to tell you, hopefully not the first to tell you, that if you don't have it figured out, it's okay. We didn't have it figured out at your age either. And it's okay to learn and grow as you figure it out. Use these experiences to maximize your ongoing growth as you contribute to the greater good of your community. Thank you, class of 2021, for helping make us better at what we do. Not perfect, just better. What we have learned in our successes and failures, we will use to make this road smoother for all of the future classes that will take the journey after you. We are better together. Thank you, and again, I congratulate you. It is now my pleasure to present the General William H. Harrison Preparatory School Class of 2021 to the Board of Directors of the Clover Park School District. Each graduating class has a distinctive character of its own, has distinguished itself in various ways, and has made its unique contribution. Each class, however, is made up of individuals who have met certain basic requirements and standards. I present this class to you, Director Jacobs, certifying that each member has completed the prescribed course of study and has met the requirements for graduation as defined by state law, the State Board of Education, and the local school board of Clover Park School District. I ask that you accept this class and direct the awarding of diplomas to its 58 members.
Thank you very much, Superintendent Banner. I'm going to go off script for 1 minute because learning that this is the 13th year, I remember when Harrison, I've served on the board for a while, and I remember when Harrison Prep didn't have a name. It was an idea. It was an idea how education could be better for our students. It started out in a portable, and then it went to a school that's since been demolished. And now you're here near your beautiful building, achieving a great education. And at the same time, you became a teenager this year. 13 years, that's very exciting. Congratulations to the staff and everyone there. So I am so happy and honored to be here tonight to receive the 2021 class from Harrison Preparatory International Baccalaureate School. Harrison Prep is a school of choice. You have all chosen the school. You chose to be a part of the rigor of an Ivy school. You chose to be in a community where everyone is expected to accept a challenge to do their best every day with every class and school project that you are involved in. But then came the challenge of an international pandemic that took away some of your choices. Your choice to come to school every day, to sit in the classroom with your classmates, to work on projects together in your groups, and to participate in the International Baccalaureate program in a more traditional sense. The choice, not by any of your fault, was changed, but your enthusiasm, your commitment, and your desire to be the best, to earn and work toward your IB diploma never changed. But then you had to make different choices. The choice to do school virtually and to do it well. You made choices to stay connected to your classmates any way that you possibly could. And then choices that would determine your future. What will be next for you? Where are you going to go? Off to college, to trade school, workforce, or beginning to serve the military? You continue to make choices that will continually affect your life for the rest of your life. Poet Maya Angelou once said, people will never remember what you said, but they will always remember how you made them feel. I hope that you can feel and that you know how proud I am of you, your determination, and your desire to achieve, and your decisions to continue to make good. No, great choices and decisions. Your choice to rise above an international pandemic, COVID-19, and a whole world that basically shut down for over a year while you continued with your personal plan toward that international baccalaureate education and your diploma. I promise you, your education will serve you well with any endeavor that you desire to pursue. I also want to take some time to acknowledge your families for their commitment to you this year, helping you navigate in a way that none of us knew how it would end, or when it would end, or even quite frankly, if it would end. Thank you, parents, families, friends, for supporting your student through this trying time. And to the staff of Harrison Preparatory, you have done a fantastic job of encouraging, mentoring, and leading your students in a way that, well, I know none of you went to college and had a class on this. You made it happen. You rose above all the obstacles, and you were there for your kids every day. So on behalf of the entire school board, Marty, Alyssa, Anthony, and Paul, and myself, we thank you so much for your continued commitment. So I'm very honored to actually be the last district person that gets to address you as Clover Park students. Please never forget that we've always been proud of you, and we will continue to be proud when you become a Clover Park School District graduate. So, on behalf of the Clover Park School Board of Directors of the Clover Park School District, I hereby accept the 2021 class of the Lieutenant General William H. Harrison Preparatory School, acknowledging the certification that made that each class member has met the requirements as specified by the state law, the State Board of Education, and by the Clover Park School Board of Directors. May I be first to congratulate each of you seniors, and I request that the presentations of the diplomas begin.
Thank you, Director Jacobs. Before we begin the reading of the names, each of you here today has played a significant role in the life of one or more of these graduates. Today is a time for celebration, reflection, happy tears, and looking forward. But I would ask that all of us remain respectful during the reading of the names so that we as a community all have the opportunity to hear all of the names of these soon-to-be graduates, to honor the work that led each and every one of them to this place and time. I ask the senior advisors to prepare the reading of the names, Mrs. Riondo and Dr. Venebra.
Julian J. Rokowitz.
Elizabeth Justice.
Marquis Charles Anthony Roy.
Denise Gualani Suele Mamalu Tilo.
Army Brunen.
Felicia Stauffer Pereira Kirstein.
Lillian Francis Avalo.
Joshua Garrido Pulido.
Anaya Amoni Nielsen.
Sarah Gina Yu.
Jaden C. Martin.
Jalen Destiny Curley.
Ronaldo Robles Valencia.
Kayla Elise Shaw.
Camilo Zúñiga Segovia.
Skylar Christopher Casper.
Arnold Frank Lita.
Alexander Thomason.
Brianna Meg Tequesta.
Roberto Beltran Molina.
Rejane Leita.
Lauren Ann Thompson.
Danielle Moy Fox.
Zero Bates Elizabeth Jack.
Isaac Diaz Guzman.
Iván Gabriel Santos Jimenez.
Alberto D'Angelo Serrano Eufrasio.
Jessica Vargas.
Jordan Garnett Stanhope.
Graham William White Rowley.
Luis Alexis Castro Alvarez.
Daniel Alberto Sanchez Aguilar.
Dyla Nicole Taylor.
Paige Leanne Delavet.
Alia Esther Oliva Gaspar.
Mariah Bless Aquino Ladiosa.
Yosmi Avery Jordan Caruso.
McKinley Cormier.
Dominique Stephanie Allen.
Samuel Lopoko Ebengo.
Jesús Eduardo Roque Gaspar.
Dahlgren.
Odalis Heidi Sánchez Sevilla.
Amara Ariel Donaya Herman.
Alex Javier Cruz Cruz.
Michaela Ann Burrell.
Lindsay Juanito Mwangi.
Danielle Renee Wade Roberts.
Vincent Roy Avalot Soriano.
Jay Smith.
Grayston Atkinson. Christopher Austin Young.
Ocean.
Christian Pro.
Asia Shirley Secola.
Shakira Lisbeth Hernandez.
Kathleen Brittany Jolka.
Please welcome Kathleen Julka, Senior Class President, for the turning of the tassel.
Good evening, friends, family, faculty. As I look at all of my classmates today, I'm so very proud of the growth that we've had. We're not the same people we were 4 years ago. We celebrate our graduation in mind and in spirit with every person who has pushed us and supported us along the way. My dad and Connie, my auntie Sandra, and my uncle Duncan, who told me that anything is possible. Chucky, Nick, and Valerie, who helped me practice patience and make me laugh every day. There may be one person who stands out in your mind as that sparkling, glittering cheerleader, a knight in shining armor. Mom, you are that for me and so much more. You are my best friend and my most trusted confidant. My being here is as much your accomplishment as an inevitable result of your dedication and love. For 18 long years. Graduating class of 2021, please join me in turning the tassel.
Thank you, Kathleen, and the class of 2021. Thank you to all of the families and friends in attendance tonight. And thank you to the exceptional staff of Lieutenant General William H. Harrison Preparatory. Families, you will be ushered out this evening by Mr. Jacobson and Mr. Harris after the recessional. Would you all please stand as the Harrison Preparatory Chamber Choir performs our recessional Shoshaloza, a South African song. Go forward.
Oh, back in that other table.